Alright guys, like the title of the video says, guys, should you go to college? Should you go to college in 2025, alright? I would say this, guys, alright? I'm only 22 years old, so I'm fairly young, but I didn't go to college, right? I graduated in 2020 during COVID, during pandemic, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do a different route, alright? My whole goal in life was I wanted to be rich. Not only just rich financially, but rich as a person. I want to be well-rounded in every aspect of my life: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, finances, characteristics, life skills and experiences, anything, right? How to fight, better communication skills, how to use this weapon, how to filter water, how different survival skills and different all this. Oh shit, I just dropped my pen. But I wanted to be well-rounded, not only financially, right? I mean, rich financially, but also rich as a person. All right, and I believe, for my personal opinion, right, you don't gotta believe what I believe, but in order for me to achieve that sort of success, right, being rich financially and being rich as a person, rich as in like rich financially, my definition of rich financially is I have a lot of time in the world, and not just like just doing nothing, but if I wanted to do something, I could be able to do it. If I wanted to fly somewhere, I can do it. I can drop money. If I wanted to buy my mom a mansion, I'd be able to afford to buy my mom a mansion. If I wanted to retire my parents, I can afford to retire my parents. If I wanted to just focus on different projects and get into different industries like the movies or music or politics or the fight industry or cooking or anything, right, the hotel industry, I'll be able to jump into those divisions and industries, because that's how rich I am as a fucking person, and also rich financially. And I believe that if I was to go to college and work a regular job, I would not be able to achieve this sort of success. And trust me, guys, college is a good thing, all right? So if you want to go to college, I would recommend to go to college only if you know what you want to do. Look at my handwriting, guys. If you want to do in life. All right? So when I was growing up, right, like I said, I'm 22 years old, but like 5 years ago when I was still in high school, right, 5-6 years ago, when I was actually, no, like maybe like 7 years ago, like I remember in 2018 already, I was a junior in high school, right? Junior in high school, I was playing Fortnite, I was playing football, I was training, doing combat sports, running, swimming, trying to do YouTube. I was, trying to fucking do my homework, but I was in a good private school, right? Good private school, but grew up in the ghetto. Good private school, but the private school that I went to was a college preparatory school. So everything that we were doing, it was pretty much like a college. It was like a university, pretty much. Everything that we did every day, school starts 7:30 a.m. it will finish at 3:10 p.m. We would have all these core classes that we needed to take. Even PE, we had to do runs and swims and biathlons, and we had to take, like, for me, right, I'm in Hawaii, but we had to take Hawaiian language classes. But I didn't like school because I was like, whatever, but that's a different subject, right? Like, I believe school, right, you gotta show up to school because it teaches you, even if you don't want to learn like certain subjects, like maybe you who gives a fuck about writing papers already because you did all that shit in middle school or whatever, or why the fuck we gotta learn like algebra and prob and stats? Why do we gotta learn about this and that? I would say that even if absorb the knowledge, but also absorb all the life attributes that you're trying to gain from school, right? So like learning how to be more disciplined, learning how to show up on time, learning how to work hard even if the reward is little, work hard and do your homework even if you think it's pointless, right? Follow the rules, right? Be a good student. Don't be out there fucking disobeying the law and everything. You know what I'm saying? You think you good at? You think, oh, I think I'm above everything. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to be a good student. Learn how to be a leader. Right? Go to sports. Learn different things. Learn music. Learn different skills, life skills. Like, school is very important, even if you don't want to go to college, and even if you don't believe the things that they're teaching you is very essential to making money and being rich as a person. I mean, financially, but it also makes you rich, like, in different arenas of your life, right? It's teaching you different life attributes. So I don't give a fuck if you guys hate school like how I hate school. Show up, right? Every day I showed up. Every day I'll be working. I mean, I'll wake up at 5 in the morning, right? My senior year, I'll wake up 5 in the morning. I'll go to the bus stop at 6 a.m. I'll go to school at 7 o'clock. School starts at 7:30. I'll bang out my fucking classes, right? I had college credit botany class. I had accounting. I had economics. I had PE. I think I had math at the time, and then my English class was like writing about movies and books or whatever. I had boys course. Like, my senior year was kind of easy, to be honest. Like, that, it wasn't even fucking hard, but After that, I'll go to fucking football. I'll go 3:30 to 6:30. I'll train, right? Run, train, fucking get beat up and shit. And then I'll do my combat sport after. And then I'll do swimming a little bit on the side. And then from there, I'll go home and then I'll do fucking homework. Oh, sorry for my language, guys, but I'll do homework. And I'll try and start, at the time, I was trying to start my YouTube channels. And then after that, I was doing like side stuff, like going to church, spending time with my family. And then on the weekends, I'll be working at my landscaping job. I'll wake up at 5 in the morning. I'll start my job at 6 o'clock. And then I'll work to the afternoon. And then right after that, I'll have to go training again. Right? So school is very important because it teaches you so much important things. All right? So sorry going off topic, but junior year, all right, we was already like preparing we had college counselors, right? And we'll have guidance class like on our free periods, and then they'll talk to us. They'll be like, okay, in this class we're gonna be talking about the different colleges, student loans, how much you should take out, writing referral papers. Like your teachers can write referral papers so that you can send it to the college, so that the college can like look at it and be like, oh, this guy's good, all right, oh, this guy's good referral, and maybe we can accept him. That kind of shit, right? My school too, they were so fucking, oh bro, I'm sorry guys, I'm swearing, I gotta cut back on my swearing, but my school is so damn rich that they'll select about like 20-30 seniors, and they'll give them about $100,000 if they were to like, I don't know what the requirements was. I was not a good student in high school, right? My best grades was at least like 3.5. All right, like that. And in a college, in a private school, that was trash, right? People were getting like 4.0s and 5.0s. I was like, holy damn, bro. I wasn't that smart, you know what I'm saying? But I could have been smart. I just didn't push myself. I didn't study. I didn't care. Only to senior year, I started taking shit serious, and that's when I got my 3.5 and shit. But they'll give you like all these stuff, right? So we'll sit down and they will talk about college. And at that time, right, like when you're 16, 17 years old and they're already talking to you about what are things that you want to major in, what are things that you want to do pretty much for the rest of your life. Because when you go to college, right, you're going to go major into whatever, 4 years, you're going to major or more, right? Sometimes it takes longer than 4 years, but you're going to major into something. And yeah, pretty much they're just saying you're pretty much going to do that for the rest of your life. This is the only skill set that you're going to have to get you a good job, right? A 6-figure job. And so at 16, 17, people, they don't even know themselves, especially in your guys' generation, especially right now in school, 2025. People don't even know their genders. People don't even know what fucking, like, they don't know shit in life, right? They don't even know what's left and right. They don't even know who the first president was. They don't even know what continent we're in. They don't even know, like, what country we're in. Like, people are so dumbed down nowadays that they don't even know anything. So imagine asking one 16, 17-year-old right now in 2025, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? What do you want to major in? What do you want to go to college for? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, imagine, right? Imagine they just go there and they don't know what they want to do. You're setting yourself up for failure. So only if you know what you want to do in life, right? Only if you want to know, do you want to become a nurse? Do you want to become a doc? Do you want to work for NASA and be a scientist? Do you want to become like a lawyer? Do you want to become politician or whatever? Do you want to go to trade school? Do you have to go to school for whatever construction company that you're trying to work for so that you can learn, right? Construction. What do you want to do, right? If you know what you want to do in life, you go to college, all right? And not only if you know what you want to do, but if the job requires for you to go to college. That's what I was going to say. So that's number 2, right? If your job requires college, you go there, right? Maybe you're trying to go to, I don't know if this is part of college or like a separate thing, but maybe you want to be like a real estate agent. Is that part of college, guys? I'm not sure, but I saw some classmates, right? One of my classmates, I saw on his Instagram. I wasn't friends with him, but I was like randomly scrolling on Instagram one day, and then you know how like they recommend you. Like one of my friends, or not friends, one of my classmates, he's a real estate agent, so he sells houses, and that shit is good money. So I'm pretty sure this requires going to school, right? Real estate school. I don't know if it's like college or like a separate kind of university, but you gotta go to school for this shit, and you gotta go to school to be a scientist and work for NASA. You gotta go to school to become a doctor or a surgeon. You know what I'm saying? And some of my classmates too, they're like firefighters. So what you gotta if you want to be a firefighter, you gotta go to school, some sort of school. If you want to be a detective, If you want to be a policeman, you got to go to police academy, some sort of school, right? It's not really college, but but you get what I mean, right? If your job requires college or going to school, and you know what you want to do it. All right, do it. I don't ever tell people I don't ever tell people college is bad. All right, because we need people in society to run shit, right? If everybody's on fucking one fucking techno dork and they're freaking doing all computer work and doing e-commerce and dumb social media shit, bro, society will be broken. We need politicians, we need firemen, we need police members, we need CIA agents, we need surgeons, we need doctors, we need scientists, we need people exploring the ocean, we need people building and doing mechanics and building ships and cargo planes and airplanes and running shit and flying people to different countries. We need people like that. All right, so don't ever talk down on people going to college and trying to go to these jobs and working till they're 60 years old, because we need people like that. All right, we don't, personally, I would do it if I didn't want to get rich, like I said, right? But if I was to go the college route, I would probably become something like a detective. I'll probably go into construction school or real estate. I'll probably be a politician, and I'll probably do something like doctors, but I wouldn't do like the Western doctors. I'll probably do like natural holistic stuff, like maybe like acupuncture or TCM or chiropractor or naturopathic stuff. Or I would probably do I love writing. I don't think you should go to school for writing, because you can use start a business online already to promote your writing. But I'll probably write stories and comic books and movies, and it'll probably go viral, and I'll still make millions of dollars anyways. And then from there I'll transition into writing music and doing other stuff, and I'll still make a lot of money no matter what. Or probably I'll do like something like I'll probably do like a physical combat sport, but most likely not, because I don't know if that'll make you a lot of money. But no matter what job that I went to, it still would make me a lot of money. But go to college if your job requires college. And number 3, go to college if you're comfortable with working till you're old. Okay? Number 3, if you want to go to college, just be prepared to and be comfortable with working till you're old and paying off loans. Okay? Comfortable with working till you're old and paying off loans. Okay? Like, that's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they make it look like it's a bad thing. Oh, why you gotta slave away and do this and do that? I said, bro, well, somebody gotta fix our planes. Somebody gotta go fucking make computers and run the internet service, and somebody gotta go make sure that the windmills are getting tended to. Not everybody gotta be an idiot on the internet. Not everybody gotta make online fitness coaching and stuff. So I don't like when people talk down on people who's working an actual job, who's actually benefiting society. All right, because I used to work all these 9-to-5 jobs, all these regular blue-collar jobs. I used to work landscaping for 2 years. I used to work Taco Bell for 2 years. I used to work warehouse jobs for 1 year. I used to work at my high school for 1 year. I used to work restaurant jobs, driving jobs. I know what it's like to work. All right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not comfortable with work. I'm not comfortable with doing that for the rest of my life, right? And I gotta retire people. All right, and the things that I want to do doesn't require college, all right, to make money online. But if people want to do things like that and go to college and work a regular job and they're comfortable with it, never say no, never look down on them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the rich people wouldn't exist without people like us, or people like, well, not me, but well, I'm trying to get rich too, but you get what I mean, right? But people who's working, the working class, we need people we need teachers, we need people cleaning up, we need people doing that, all right? So shut the hell up. Stop crying, all right? Stop acting like, oh yeah, I like go drive my, I like work my e-commerce. I like, bro, you guys understand now? You guys never experienced none of this. But anyways, number 4. That's right. That's pretty much all the reasons if you should go to college. But here's the alternative. If you're like me and you don't want to do the traditional route, I would recommend doing this, all right? So cross this out. Is number 1, right? If you don't want to go to college, right? And telling you guys this, if you're the type where you don't know what you want to do and you go to college just to be occupied and just to, make your parents think that you're doing something, you're making a mistake, because you're wasting money, you're wasting time, you're surrounded by bad influences and stupid people and immature people. You're going to be influenced the wrong way, especially if you're young and you're weak-minded and you don't know what you want to do. You're going to be influenced by people, right? So the best thing to do is don't be and people go to college too just to relearn the same shit that they learned in high school. They're learning English, they're writing papers, they're learning pre-algebra again. Like, they're learning language. Like, bro, what the hell are you guys learning language? You guys already know how to speak English, yeah? You guys relearning stuff that you guys should already know in high school and in middle school. So don't go to college just to be occupied. All right. So the alternative is, if you're young, you can live with your parents. You can save money. You work multiple 9 to 5 jobs. All right. And the reason you should work multiple 9 to 5 jobs is not only do you stack up income, stack up money, but you stacking up your life skills and your life experiences. And this is very important, guys, because a lot of people, if they go to college, they don't stack up money and they don't stack up their life skills and experiences, right? So when you're working multiple 9 to 5 jobs, you tell your parents, hey, I don't like go to college. I like run a business. I like do something else. But in the meantime, what I can do is I can work multiple 9 to 5 jobs so that I can stack up money. I can help pay the bills. I can stack up money for me so that I can pay a car. I can get whatever that I want. But also I can stack up my life skills and experiences, which is super essential. You tell your parents them that. You say from working 9 to 5 jobs, I can learn different skill sets. When I was working 9 to 5 jobs, at my landscaping job, I learned how to drive. I learned how to cut grass. I learned landscaping stuff. I learned how to paint roads and curbs. I learned how to do this and do that. At fast food, right? I learned, take it back a notch, right? Not only did I learn the superficial life skills, right? Or those life, whatever, skill sets at landscaping, but I learned different important life experiences and different life attributes. I learned how to be more disciplined, right? I was building up my physical body because with a strong body, you have a strong mind and soul. I'm learning how to work hard, even if it's little to no reward. I'm building up my work ethic and my discipline to show up every day, right? I don't like fucking bust ass and cut grass and do that, but I had to do it, right? That's what it taught me. For 2 years, I used to work at Taco Bell. I learned how to take orders. I learned how to make the food. But not only did it teach me that, right, and make me money, only getting paid $11 an hour, but it taught me discipline. It taught me good communication skills, how to speak with other people, how to convey my message, how to be more confident and charismatic, talking with strangers every day, which is very important in making more money and very important to getting a better job and very important to persuade people to stop being a dumbass in life, right? And it's very important to get the girl of your dreams with communication skills. I learned how to be more stoic, controlling my emotions, which is very important in life, right? I learned how to work hard with little to no reward. I was only getting paid $11 an hour, but I was working hard even if the reward was little. And that's very important when you're trying to start a business, right? When you're trying to make more money, you're not going to make a lot of money right away. The reward is not going to be plenty. The reward is not going to be, oh, bro, I'm going to get instant gratification. That's not how it works. When you're trying to go to the gym, you're trying to get in shape, right? You're not going to go for 1 month and expect to be ripped like Bradley Martin. If you're trying to be a good boxer, you're not going to go for 1 month and expect to be top elite level like Floyd Mayweather, right? If you go swimming, you're not going to be the best swimmer like Michael Phelps in 1 month. You're not, right? The whole point is you're working hard with little to no reward. And that's something that fast food taught me. I was working hard, multitasking, right? Multitasking is important. You got to be well-rounded in every aspect of your life. You got to go ahead and learn how to work under pressure, right? I was working high school jobs, driving jobs, restaurant jobs, warehouse jobs. And it taught me so many different skill sets, but also so many different life skills and experiences that would make me more richer as a person and make me gather all different life attributes to make me richer as a person and richer as financially, right? So tell your parents if they say, oh, you gotta go to college, but you don't know what you want to do, fuck college. If you don't know what you want to do, don't ever go to college and waste time and waste money. Work multiple jobs, right? Because tell your parents, you're stacking up money, you're actually getting something, you're getting reward, but you're stacking up your life skills and experiences and your life attributes that will make you more successful later on in life. If I talk to my classmates who went to college, they will never have any money. They'll be in debt right now, but they will never have experiences and life attributes that will make them more interesting and unique. All right? Because people like me at age 22, they're still going to college, they're graduating and all that, but they're not interesting. Like, they don't know anything else. They don't even know how to fucking drive. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you don't even know the basic shit in life. You don't even know how to make one egg. You don't even know how to put gas in a car. You don't know anything, right? So if your parents are debating with you, oh, you should just go to college if you don't know, blah, blah. No, bro. Work multiple jobs. And then even if you're the type of person you don't know what you want to do, when you're working multiple jobs, you might fall in love with one of the things that you're doing, right? Like maybe you're a landscaper. I didn't like landscaping before. I didn't even know how to do it. But when I did it, I loved it. All right, I love doing landscaping, and I was like, oh, maybe from there, maybe I can start a landscaping company. Maybe I can make content off of my landscaping job so that I can make social media content, and I can make more money, and then I can start another business. Maybe, like when I was working restaurant jobs, I was a dishwasher at first, and then they put me into a delivery driver, right? Because I was such a good worker, and my boss is like, hey, I'm gonna promote you, right? After a couple months, he's like, I'm gonna promote you. You don't deserve to be in the dish room washing dishes. You're more than that, right? And he was like, you're gonna drive the box truck. I was like, okay. And then from there, I was like, I enjoy driving the box truck. I could have been a delivery driver. And then from there, he was like, hey, my boss was like, hey, you want to learn how to cook? And I was like, okay. And then maybe I didn't take the position, but maybe if I wanted to cook, maybe I would have fell in love with cooking. And then maybe from there, I would have maybe went back to culinary school to learn how to cook. Or even if I didn't go to culinary school, if I was being taught hands-on at the job, maybe I could have got all my skill sets over there, my experiences, and then maybe I would have applied to like a hotel job and worked at a better job at Hilton or like a resort. And then maybe from there, I would have started my own food business, my own food truck. And that's all from working from a 9-to-5 job. All right? So it's good. If you don't know what you want to do, just work at multiple jobs. You might fall in love with different things at the job. Next thing that you guys got to do is, besides working 9-to-5 job, make sure that you guys are going to the gym and training. Making sure that you guys are taking care of your physical health and your mental and your spiritual health. Go to the gym, train, learn how to fight, do swimming, do running, do whatever sports that you're trying to do. Do it, all right? You got to take care of your physical body and your physicality and your health, right? Also, make sure that you guys taking care of your health, like I said. Your mental, making sure that you guys are, good mentally, spiritually. You guys can go to church. You guys can pray. You guys can do, you can go acupuncture. You guys can do whatever that it is that you need to do to make sure that you're healthy. Number 4, travel. With your 9-to-5 money, you can travel. All right, you guys can go explore the world, meet different girls, go to different countries, so that you can build up your skill sets and experiences, and also you can build up your stories so that you're more interesting. When you have more stories and perspective of life, and you have interesting things to, like interesting stories, you have better opinions. And when you have better opinions, you have better conversations to talk about, and also you have better understanding and perspectives of why people do the things that they do, why society is the way that they are. And then from there, you can make your own judgment without having to be a sheep. Look at me. What am I writing, bro? I like scribbling lines. But you have better judgment of the world, right? So like when people say, oh, you should do this. I said, nah, why should I do this? When I went in my life, when I was experiencing the world and traveling, I experienced this. And then when I experienced this, I formulated my own opinions. And then when I formulated my own opinions from my experiences and stories that I went through, I can make my own judgment calls, and I don't have to follow what you tell me. I'm not a sheep, right? When you go to college, you're not formulating anything interesting because you're not doing anything. You're at college. You're just listening to the professor. You're coming home. You have a set schedule. Monday to Friday, you're doing this and doing that, and 4 years you're just gonna be doing the same thing. You're not doing anything different. So therefore, you're not gonna be developing your interestingness. You're not gonna be developing your opinions and your experiences and your judgment. And then now you're going to be easier as a sheep to believe whatever that you're told, right? So travel, experience. Also, yeah, drive a car, do side hustles, side H, like DoorDash, reselling. Use your 9-to-5 jobs to do side hustles like landscaping. Go to house and landscape. If you're a detailer washing cars, go car to car and ask people to wash the cars. If you're a cook, go sell at food markets and, post their content on the internet. And then in the meantime, you're trying to start a business. Start a biz. Not only trying to start a business, but you're learning important skills that'll make you more money, right? So you don't have to keep working a 9-to-5 job. If you decide that, okay, you're working 9-to-5 and you know that, okay, this is not for me. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. In the meantime, while you're stacking up your money and your skill sets and your experiences, you're also trying to figure out, okay, and learn and educate yourself. What are ways I can make money and get rich? Make multi-millionaire dollars. Make millions of dollars. Figure it out, all right? Maybe you got to start a channel. Maybe you got to learn coding. Maybe you got to learn how to do personal training. Maybe you got to learn how to build a personal brand. Maybe you're trying to build a food truck. Maybe you're trying to start a landscaping company. Maybe you're trying to go ahead and learn how to record music and you're trying to make a record label. Maybe you're trying to become a fucking drummer in the rock band. Maybe you're trying to become an actor, right? Maybe you're trying to, learn crypto and stocks. Maybe you're trying to do copywriting. Maybe you're trying to do affiliate marketing. Maybe you're trying to join Amway and trying to promote people to join the company. Maybe you're working for a life insurance company and your job is to be an agent and you're trying to recruit people to join your life insurance company, right? Figure out ways that's gonna make you more money than working a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. So when you're doing all of these things, you're learning, you're educating, you're coming home, you're figuring out, you're watching YouTube videos, you're researching, you're trying to start a business, maybe you fail and you retry again, you're learning. Learn. And this is what you guys can do, the alternative, right? If you don't want to go to college. So just don't give up and work hard, all right? And it's gonna pull off, right? So anyways, guys, I'll see you guys for another video. All right, let's go.